Hi everybody, I'm Cassandra from Craft to Believe After, and as always I am super excited to be chatting to you guys this week. Now, today's video is sort of a crochet catch-up, sort of a little book look. It's not really a book review, so it's my experience with a recent book that I purchased and just sort of random chattiness scattered throughout. So no rhyme or reason to this week's video apart from just hanging out with you guys and talking about crochet. Alright, now the first thing I wanted to chat to you guys is about a new book that I recently received, and I actually made something from it. Now if you are experiencing deja vu, it is because quite a few people have been looking at this book lately. And the book I'm referring to is this beautiful Crochet Impkins book by Megan Lapp. Now this book, I think everyone has been super excited for it. Like a ton of people have made projects from it already. I mean, it's hardly out in the world. And everyone is talking about it. Everyone is making something from it. And the same as everyone's reaction, the photos in this book are beautiful. The projects are super cute. There are a ton of different ways in which you can make these Impkins. So I am not doing where I'm going to show you what's included in the book. If you want to see more about the inside of the book, Sam over at Manfas Makes, she did a lovely book look, like going through the different sections, showing you a ton of photos from the book. She did a really good look at this book, and I will link her channel and that specific video down below. So I will not be going into all the different sections of this book. I basically want to talk to you about what I made and my experience, and like any recommendations or feelings I have about this book. Now, first of all, I'm not sorry at all that I've got it. In fact, I love this book so much that I'm slightly jealous that I have not been able to come up with an idea like this. An idea behind this book is you've got a few basic body styles, a few basic arms, legs, whatever. So you've got a basic body, sitting and standing, and then there's a million different accessories that you can add to the bodies. Hats, clothing, scarves, I don't know, horns, tails, wings, whatever. There's a ton of things, like small patterns, small modifications that you can make to your pattern to do a variety of projects. Now I will show you what I made, and then I'll chat to you a bit about it. I'll show you the yarn I used, because the yarn I used for this is fantastic. I loved it. First things first, this is the Cutie that I made from the book. Now, first of all, you must know that this pants, so these little pants I made, they're actually not a pattern in the book, and I will explain to you why my Impkin has got little pants on. But apart from the pants, I did the pattern almost exactly, apart from the fact that anywhere in the pattern where it asks you to slip stitch to join around and then chain up to start a new row, I did not do that. So I worked this guy in continuous spiral. So as you would do regular amigurumi, I do not like the chain. I get very confused with where the first stitch and the last stitch is, and I never end up with the correct amount of stitches. So for this guy, I just continued in a continuous spiral like I would do any other amigurumi. And for the most part, it worked out perfectly. So I didn't have to do any weird adjustments. Like there is a little bit of shaping on the face. It ended up in the right spot. This thing is sewn onto his head, so I can't actually remove it, but it fit perfectly. So the little cap that you do separately, which is one of the modifications obviously that you can choose, it fit 100% onto my Impkin's head. I love the use of the bigger eyes. I don't normally use big eyes, and especially if it's a teeny tiny amigurumi like this. So this one came out really, really small. It is not like next to my hand, it's like a hand size. It is not a big one. I didn't use the yarn that she used. I think she uses maybe a worsted weight. I used a sport weight. So it is 2 yarn weights thinner. But before I go into a chat about this guy, let me just show you the yarn I used. And it is the Sheepy's Stone Washed. Now, those of you who have been around for a teeny tiny while, I mean, I've got a lot of new subscribers. So welcome to everyone that is new to the channel. It is fantastic to have you here. It is just a great, great bunch of people that I always hang out with every week. And it is fantastic to have you join our crochet group, our crochet family. Anyone is welcome here. So anyway, what I wanted to say is many of you would know that I'm using the Stone Washed as part of my hashtag Fall in Love project. This is the yarn that I've never, ever in all of my years of crocheting have used before. So I am falling in love with a brand new yarn. So this is what I used for my little Impkin. So I used the Stone Washed in Boulder Opal color 804. That was for the main body. Then for his little mushroom cap and his pants, I used this lovely red, which is color Chameleon 823. Beautiful. And for this bottom part of the mushroom cap, I used this lovely color Pink Quartzite. So these were the colors that I used for my little Impkin. Now let me tell you, this yarn is absolutely fantastic to use. I usually work with cotton. This is a 78% cotton, 22% acrylic. So it is a blend, but it's not splitty like normal cotton. Normal cotton does have a tendency to split quite a bit. With this, there was no splitting for me whatsoever. It was lovely to work with. It's not entirely as soft as if you just worked with cotton, but it is absolutely brilliant for amigurumi, and I will definitely stock up on a few more colors because I really enjoyed working with the Sheepy's Stone Washed. As I mentioned, 78% cotton, 22% acrylic, sport weight. What else can I tell you about it? 50 grams, 130 meters. So there you go. I loved working with this yarn, and it turned out beautifully. Now about these patterns and my story about these pants. These are not beginner patterns, and if you recently watched my friend Julie over at Kay's Mom Crochets a few days ago, she did a little chat about this book. She also made a project from it, and I've got the same view of the book as her. It is not what I would call a beginner friendly book. It's got odd stitches, not odd stitches, it's got normal single crochets and half doubles and whatever. But to get the shaping, it's very, very strange. Every single row you do is different. It has got a teeny tiny little neck of 6 stitches. So I did follow the pattern exactly. Like, it has got weird things like you do, for instance, just one example. I won't go into exactly the pattern. I mean, I can't even remember apart from this one thing. You do, for instance, a decrease, a normal decrease, and then straight after that you do a decrease in 3 stitches. So you do a normal decrease and then a 3 single crochet decrease. it is just odd. So all through the pattern there are these weird increases and decreases, and you have really got to concentrate. Now, as I said, where the neck ends and then they continue on with the head, the neck is six stitches around. Now my guy, you can see he's got no wobble at all, and that is because I put a wooden dowel down his neck, because there is no way that his head will remain upright with this heavy mushroom or any of the caps on top of it. There's no way his head will stay upright. So I did put a wooden dowel in, but my toy is not going to a child. It will remain with me. I really, really love how he turned out. Now, the reason for the pants, she's got a very weird thing she does with the bodies. And that is, you have this little round piece that you crochet sort of as a belly part. Now, I'm not going to show you the pattern. Obviously, it is a paid book. But I will just, to give you an idea what I'm talking about. And I will close up the pattern that you can't see it. All right. There you can see, when you connect the legs, you have this separate round piece that you do separately, and then you crochet it into the legs. And it creates a look that I hated. I absolutely hated the look of it. It looks terrible. And I cannot explain it. So anyone who's worked up one of these patterns, please tell me your feeling about that round piece that's just above where you connect the legs, because I was extremely uncomfortable with that piece. And at one stage, honestly, I almost chucked this piece and created my own body shape just because that piece was so awful for me. And my son walked past and he pulled his face, and I said, please, Jaden, give me just, what can I do with this thing? And he said, why don't you just make it some pants? So, I mean, this is what happened. So this guy is wearing pants so that you cannot see that awful round piece that's connected just above his legs. I just did not like it at all. Now, I love this book. Honestly, it is the most fantastic idea to have tons of small modifications to create different characters. I love it. I think it's brilliant. I do have her first book, The Mythical Creatures. I can't remember the name of it. I've got that book. I will buy the third book. I think the patterns are fantastic. But I can tell you now, if I make these bodies again, I will modify it so that I don't have to put that weird looking round piece in there. Apart from that, I think it is super cute. I mean, it is the cutest little shape. I actually like the pants. I might do a few more variations of the pants. So I'm actually sorry that she doesn't have a pants pattern in there. But this one I just winged. I mean, there's loads of pants patterns out there that you can just adjust to the size. There's this one character, after my son actually saw this, he said, oh, there's this character that's extremely popular at the moment. It's called Smurf Get, and I will see if I can pop a picture up. It looks like a Smurf, you know, the Smurfs, with a cat face. And it gives vibes like this guy, but with a pointy hat. And there's a lovely pointy hat actually. So there's, I can make Smurf Get just with blue and white. I'll make him in cotton because I don't have a lot of colors in the stone washed. So I'll use my cotton and I'll make Smurf Get. And I will show you guys at some stage whenever I get time to make Smurf Get. But Smurf Get will have a little pointed hat like this. But the idea, I mean, it is fantastic. So if you have the opportunity to get this book, Now, as I mentioned, Julie over at KS Mom Crochets, she chats about this book. I will link her video down below. Another channel that I've recently found thanks to my friend Caroline over at For the Love of Crochet. Caroline shouted out a new channel, Cindy over at the Roomy Mill, and you guys, you have got to go and watch her videos. She did a fantastic top 10 amigurumi books video recently. She's super fun to watch. Like, she is so hilarious. I was watching one of her videos and I was laughing out loud, like several times throughout the video. And at one stage my husband was like, "What are you watching?" He couldn't believe it when I told him I'm watching a crochet channel. He could not believe it. So you guys have got to pop over there. Cindy is absolutely fantastic. Her videos are great. Like I said, it's just so entertaining to watch her videos. So you guys pop over there. Give her some crochet and yarny love. She's wonderful. But anyway, that's now, I digressed a bit. But she also spoke about this book. And she has done, I think, 2 Impkins from it. So a great video also to watch her talking about her Impkins that she made. So I will link Cindy's channel, The Roomy Mill, down below as well. So go and watch those ladies and their views on this book. And if there's anyone out there that you know about who also talks about this book, please let us know in the comments down below. I really like getting different views on books. It gives me a good idea. Okay, I'm going to buy books regardless of the review. Believe it or not, I just buy books because I want them in my life. So even if a book doesn't necessarily get the best 100% perfect review, I will still consider buying it. But this one, apart from that odd looking round piece, which I'm going to adjust in future patterns, this book is great. Not beginner friendly at all. So if you have just recently started making amigurumi, you are going to feel a little frustrated. You will still be able to do it, but you might just feel a little frustrated because I, who have been making amigurumi for many years, I was very frustrated at various points within this teeny tiny pattern. But you know, it didn't actually take me that long to do. The hat part was so quick and easy, brilliant way to do it. But yeah, I will change up this body part because that round piece, that would have kept me awake at night. I could not live with that piece at all. I cannot live with it. I will adjust my bodies from here on out. Apart from that, you guys, brilliant book. Brilliant idea. I wish I'd come up with it. Anyway, so that is the only thing that I can actually show you this week. Now, there's a bajillion projects in the background. As you guys know, it is almost time for the reveal of #FallInLove. That is the collab I'm doing with a bunch of great ladies. So please go and have a look at my #FallInLove announcement video. I will link that down below as well. We are doing the reveals on the 1st of October. So I've got 2 gorgeous projects that I want to show you, both of them made with this amazing stonewashed. Then 2nd of October, that is the start of the #NotSoScary Halloween that I'm doing with a bunch of, again, lovely crochet artists, because this is what I'm going to call everyone that I have any contact with. You guys, other channels, we are crochet artists. So I'm looking very much forward to the Not So Scary Halloween collab starting off on the 2nd of October. I'm busy filming, can you believe it, a little tutorial for the pattern that I will be releasing as part of that collab, so it fits into the Not So Scary Halloween vibes. I'm doing a little tutorial on that one. I'm super excited for that pattern. And that's it. I don't know, there's just a lot going on. It's a very exciting time. This time of the year is always a bit crazy, but we love it. All right, you guys, that's it for this week. Let me know if you have this Crochet Impkins book, what do you think about it? I would love to hear your thoughts. As I say, I'm going to be linking a lot of channels down below. Please go have a look at them. And that is it for this week, you guys. As always, fantastic to be hanging out with you. I cannot wait to read your comments. I try to answer as soon as I can. So if I don't answer straight away, I will answer. I read every single one. I try to answer every single one as well. I love chatting to you all. And you guys, as always, I will see you in the next video. And until then, stay safe and stay crafty.